Welcome to the Manuchehri Show, where energy and medicine meet. I will be your host for the next hour. I have over 19 years of healthcare experience and began my career as an energy medicine practitioner while working as an oncology nurse at a Seattle area hospital. My skill in moving energy combined with my medical background have been a catalyst for change in many people's lives. I hope the next hour will be transformative for you as well. Good morning and welcome to the Marie Manuchehri Show. We're live in gorgeous, stunning, really beautiful Seattle weather. It's very, very pretty. And one of the things I love to do here on the show is to interview people who I believe are on the leading edge of thought. And today I get to do that again and in studio, which is rare. Nobody comes to the studio. We always do it on FaceTime or Zoom.
I had to dust off the red carpet, roll it back out. We haven't done that in a minute, right?
In a long time.
Right.
So gratefully we have Karen Crawford, all the way from Ohio.
Even brought in an audience for you.
Thank you so much for being here. Karen is a really interesting, of course, all people are interesting, but Karen's really interesting because Karen is actually an ER physician who left her career a year ago to be an astrologer. So it's so fascinating because so many people don't leave their jobs, right? They don't leave their jobs. And you're someone who put a lot of effort into your career to become a physician. How long were you in school?
Oh, gosh, like postgraduate year, whatever. I mean, so 4 years in med school and then 3 years of residency. So.
Wow, that's a lot. You know, we have bachelor's, and master. It's a lot of education just to become a physician, 7 years out of, just the regular academic aspect of learning. And you loved medicine for a very long time. And I'm sure you still do.
Oh, yeah. I just, but it was interesting because I started feeling this shift in me. And when I met you, you were like, am I serving the world more by putting in IVs in patients or doing what I'm doing now? And I'm like, heck yeah, girl. Like, I'm so glad you're out here helping all of us. So I was like, well, maybe there's something else I can do that's going to be helpful to other people in a way that could be magical and fun and fill me up full of life. So.
Right. And so astrology just brings you enormous joy. A lot of things in the metaphysical world bring you enormous joy. You're enamored by it. You love it. You live it. You breathe it. It's part of who you are. It's probably always been a part of who you are, which is why people also loved you, patients and coworkers. It's true because I can tell they loved you because you just brought your light into the industry, and that's an amazing place, especially when you're in the ER, especially during COVID. I mean, I don't know how you survive COVID as an ER physician. I mean, that must have been really hard.
The worst part was before I got the vaccine, I would kind of stand at the door because I'm like, okay, 15 minutes, indoors. This is like my window. I have my mask on and everything. But it was so hard because I love touching my patients. I love sitting next to them. I love being in their space with them. So I didn't want to fear my patients, and it made that connection more difficult to achieve. But it was difficult too because I didn't want to bring that home to my family or
get sick yourself, right?
Yeah, get sick myself. And it ended up that my daughter got it in her high school. So
wow.
So we were sick over Christmas. It was crazy. So it was but in a way, I feel like there's always a joy to the sorrows. So we got to hang out together and, it ended up being fun in a way. So
yeah, no, I understand completely. But it's so nice to hear a physician's perspective of, wow, I got to hang out here at the door because we don't even know what's going on. And if all the doctors are sick, who's going to take care of these patients and intubate them? Because intubation is a complicated process. And when you have people who are really sick and in respiratory distress, you need to have your hands on, people who've done it many, many, many times, get people on ventilators because that's what it was like.
Oh, yeah. And then, think about asthmatics. Like we would just give them 2 Dunabs and Solumedrol and we'll hook them up. And they're like, they go from a wilted flower to a shining, it's like, but then aerosolization, we couldn't do the treatments. Or if we did the treatments, we'd have to shut the door and let it.
Oh, because it would actually make it go out into the air and affect other people.
Because you think about how, contagious and infectious that virus was.
Right.
So when we would intubate, we'd have to put these little plastic plexiglass things down because you're right in somebody's face when you're putting the laryngoscope in there. So it's kind of so really, it was the normal things we would do were so changed from our normal practices
so
to
complicated.
this, so it's just such and I'm so glad that we're at where we are
Me
now,
too.
where
Me
it's
too.
not quite as prevalent. People aren't getting as sick and whatnot, but
Me too.
it was crazy, girl.
Wow.
I mean, like we didn't have high flow oxygen at my ED. So it was like, you're watching people really closely. You get sign out from somebody. They haven't been transferred yet. It's just like you're just sweating even more. Like
Sweating bullets so that you can do whatever's at the perfect moment for that patient and not a moment longer.
Yes,
right?
right.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think the universe really wanted you to leave medicine, right? Because you were maybe on the fence about it until COVID happened, and then you're like, oh no, I definitely don't want to do this anymore, right?
There's and then that's the thing. It's like I think we get so scared to. It's like the cocoon. Is it easy? Is it better for me to break out of the cocoon and become a butterfly or a moth or whatever, or is it better just to stay inside? And so I think when we make that choice, like I need to grow, I need to blossom. That's just made the whole difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. I really, really am, and I love your story because I want it to impress upon others who are also in the same position, who are afraid to leave their jobs or worried about their resources or whatever the brain tells us why we can't leave our job, because there can be many logical reasons. The brain is so convincing, isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
So convincing. But if you're not in your joy, if you're not in your happy place and you know what it is, please, please run towards it.
Yes.
Just like you did. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful that you did. So astrology, we just finished 2 major eclipses.
Yes. Yes.
What signs were they in?
Okay, so right now the nodes are in Taurus. North node's Taurus, south node Scorpio.
Are eclipses always related to the nodes then?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know this.
So
okay.
here's the thing. So picture the sun, okay? And then when you have a new moon, that means the earth is here, the moon is here, and the sun is here, because the sun and the moon are on the same side.
Okay.
So when you have a solar eclipse, the sun is shining and the moon casts a shadow on the earth, but it's not like a super big shadow because the moon's not that big.
Okay.
So solar
Wow.
eclipses are faster. It's not as,
Not as deep.
correct.
Right.
Correct. And then when the sun is here, the earth is here, and the moon is on the opposite side, that's a full moon lunar eclipse.
Yeah, those are the cray cray-ones.
Well, they're all kind of cray,
Well,
girl.
even in medicine, when there's a full moon, everyone goes, uh-oh.
I know, but like, you can't see that in evidence-based medicine or
Oh,
whatever. I'm
yeah.
like, no, let me tell you, talk to the people who work. And they're like,
Yeah. I mean, even the doctors, I've heard that, is it a full moon today? Because we're starting to get the patients that we literally have to tie down, or like maternity is all of a sudden has a flood of women who are, in labor.
Oh my gosh, yes, 100%. So then the earth casts a shadow on the moon. And so those are longer. And so that's how so what happens is the earth and the moon goes around the earth, right? And so there's a 5-degree tilt to it.
Ooh.
And so that's why we have something called the nodes of the moon. And so that's why, so it's a 2-week thing. So you have a new moon and a full moon, and it's usually about every 6 months or so.
Right. It's usually 4 to 5 a year, approximately.
Yes, correct.
Eclipses.
Depending on.
And they're paired.
Yes, they're paired.
Right.
Right. Because we have new moons and full moons every month. Like the moon is beautiful. That's how we figured out part of astrology is it's so regular and relatable. But then when we have these special things happening where the new moon and the full moon are near the eclipse or near the nodes, that's what's called an eclipse. So the north node is kind of like what we're working for.
Right.
And we talk about it collectively, the north node in Taurus. We're all trying to learn how to embody.
So right now the north node is in Taurus.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
And Uranus is in Taurus too.
And that's what's
kind
been
of kicking us,
Yes!
right? And making it fun and crazy. But
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so in the whole thing with the Saturn, Uranus squares that was going on.
Oh yeah,
and-
those were crazy.
But here's the good news. Jupiter shifted into Taurus May 16th. So now
it
we
just
have-
happened.
Yeah.
And it's for an entire year.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So I
Wow.
think Jupiter's a great, benefic, and we think of him as like Santa Claus, what you want, girl, like treat yourself kind of a thing, right?
Love it.
But he brings opportunities, and and so what we can think of Jupiter as, helping us connect with nature, truly embody into ourselves, like and really look at our self-worth, look at our
Yes.
resources, that kind
Right.
of thing.
Because it's also, it's benevolent, so it can give you resources, more wealth. You can make
Yes.
better financial decisions. Like I just recently put, some resources in some,
CDs and things like that. I'm like, oh, that was a really good decision right before the eclipse and everything. That was good. Yeah.
Yes.
Ah.
So with the North Node being in Taurus and the South Node in Scorpio. So
in Scorpio. Oh my gosh.
I know, right? So this is like super powerful. And so we look at the nodes as the karmic, the destiny, and in evolutionary astrology, your particular North Node, South Node, the South Node is seen as like a habit,
Right.
a pattern, something that we
Something
kind
to
of
let
come in,
go.
like autopilot kind of a thing when we first, come in.
Mm-hmm.
And so my South Node's in Aries.
Oh, wow.
Of course, I'm going to be an emergency medicine doctor having crisis and stress and strife, right? Like that, I get off on that stuff, right?
Right.
I'm like, put him up. What can I do? Like you're a warrior, right?
Right. You're a warrior. Yeah. What's your North Node in then?
It's always opposite. So you're always
so Libra.
So it's in Libra. Perfect. So I'm really here to be like, let's get our calm on. You want to be my friend?
And communicating right
Yes.
deeply and softly and oh wow.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
So the karmic thing is to recognize, okay, what are my default patterns? Where do I just kind of naturally fall into maybe not the highest expression of this energy?
Right.
So looking across, looking to what we can grow towards, and that's what
Right.
the whole, the collective, we all have even though my personal North Node isn't in Taurus, I have the opportunity to say, okay, well, how can I really embody this as well? Because we're all growing towards it. It's not going to necessarily be easy. It's kind of like the stretch, It's like the things that it's like whispering to you.
I feel like collectively we are stretching, like a lot's going on, like there's a lot of division and it's kind of even more crazy. I mean, I can't believe certain people are saying things publicly. I'm like, really? You just said that? Like, and they put it on CNN. I'm like, what? Like back in the day, first of all, nobody would have a camera there.
Right.
And no one would put it in the media. They would just go, no, that's bad. You know what? Crazy. We're not going to publicize this, but it's publicized, right? So fascinating. Okay, so tell me again, I've already forgotten, where are the collective nodes? So the North is in Taurus, I think you
Correct.
said, and the South is in Scorpio. So
Yes.
Scorpio has a lot of drama. It's about the deep, heavy darkness, perhaps.
Yes, absolutely. Because, you think about Pluto, he rules the underworld, right? So when we dig, we can find hidden bones from something, or we can find
Ooh.
treasures, right? Like it's kind of
Like you don't know what you're going to find.
No, but we
Ah.
have to excavate. We have to. Sometimes people think of Pluto like his symbol is like a little cup with a little ball. It's like the crucible. Let's burn that stuff and see what comes out. I mean, just like
Wow.
so. And we burn it in an attempt to rebuild something new, to regenerate, renew. It's like this transformation that has to happen through something really intense.
Wow.
Because and when the world, all of us, so the South Node is, how can I rewrite my story of trauma and drama? Like, how can I own the things that maybe really scare me? Because Pluto's night, Pluto's dark. We don't want to look in the dark. Where's my flashlight? It's only this big and there's all this stuff around it. But the more we look at those things and we integrate those shadows and we work through it, the more that we can grow and transform. And that's like such a thing for the collective to do, is to say, okay, well, where are the things in our stories that ancestrally, like
Sure.
looking at like, how was the United States made? It wasn't made
Right.
super great. Like there are a
No.
lot of
I mean, why we celebrate Thanksgiving the way we do is really not healthy. It's like, we invaded and took over.
Yeah.
That's what happened, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I think because we're starting to tell the true stories of things, it's, people don't want to go into that Scorpion energy and Pluto and go, oh, we did that? Well, yeah, of course we did that. Of course we did.
Oh my God, that's everybody just like pause, rewind, listen to what Marie just said. That was so smart.
Thank you.
But that's what it is.
Yeah,
It's like
that's what
it's
it
like
is.
having the courage to look at those things that are scary, owning up to what we can own up to, and then making a difference, changing things.
Right. And that's what eclipses do, because they all of a sudden shine the light into the darkness, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I love eclipses. Although I must tell you, when you told me, because thankfully Karen's staying with me for a little bit. She's here for an astrology conference, so it's just kind of a win-win. And for those of you who are going to Greece, Karen is going to be my assistant when we're in Greece. So you get to know her a little bit before we head across the pond and be in a different climate and a different time zone. So I got a little scared when in the car you told me there is 2 more eclipses. And I'm usually very aware of eclipses because I like them. I like change. I like the earth to shake a little bit, even if I don't like it originally. I like it, like it always brings really cool things into my life. But I'm a little nervous about these ones in October, but I guess they're ones in Aries. So yikes.
Right. So the nodes are going to start changing in July. So we're going to move to the North Node in Aries, the South Node in Libra.
Wow.
Okay? Now the signs. So every 18 months or so, the nodes will switch signs. So we still.
Every year and a half. Wow, interesting.
Yeah, so a year and a half they're kind of there, but then like as they switch, they kind of like button end the other signs. So in October 14th, we're going to have an annular new moon solar eclipse. So that means that the shadow that you're going to see from you'll see the moon blocking out the sun, but there'll be a little corona.
Rim. I love that. So beautiful.
Yeah, so if you want to take a trip to New Mexico or something.
So you can watch it in real time.
Yeah, we have to do it safely because the solar eclipse, you have to be careful with viewing and stuff like that. But I think you'll just see like a little fight. But beautiful pictures that people put up on. Thank God for the internet, right? Because I can't get to Hawaii for that one, and it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. So this is kind of like, and some people say like with eclipses, you can almost choose what you want to get rid of in a way. Like you can start cleaning your house or something, like cleaning like your attic. So it's kind of
no wonder I've been cleaning the whole house.
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely.
Well, when you do any remodeling, right? Like, so I got new flooring. I mean, it's actually not quite done because we ran out of flooring, which was interesting. But then as we're putting everything back in, I'm like, oh, this upholstery is dirty. Oh, these rugs are dirty. So I've been cleaning everything. It's been a little cray-cray. So you can choose. No one has ever told me this. Like, you can choose what you want to clear out during an eclipse.
I think it helps you because you're in that energy. And now sometimes things might pop up. Like, that's the thing about eclipses is it's kind of like Shazam. It's like, new moon and full moon on steroids. So crazy things happen. That's like the piece of it.
Yeah.
But it's also like if you're in the mindset of, okay, what's no longer serving me? Okay, that rug sucks. Let's get it out of here. It's like you're already inviting, like and then maybe something happens in your external reality where like, okay, this person canceled me for the third time. Okay, they're out.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of like you're in that mode of, okay, so what is my highest good? What are the ways I can trim the fat potentially or whatever, you know what I mean?
No, I love that analogy. I just didn't realize because I think eclipses are so powerful, but I always felt like it's like the wind. You can't control it. You can't choose anything, but that's exciting. I think that's extremely empowering. And since the North Node is going to be in Aries, that's even more exciting because that's such a pioneering spirit that could really, I'm so curious what it's going to wipe out for us collectively.
Yeah. And so North Node Libra, North Node Aries, South Node Libra. When you talk about this axis, it's like the gentle leader. It's like okay, I want to be a part of something, but it's still important to honor what I'm interested in and what I want to do. And so kind of like figuring out that balance between the me and the we and how we can work together and stuff like that. So I think it's a great thing for us moving forward because and again, everything, we all have Aries and Libra in our chart, but if we have a lot of energy in these charts, like let's say your sun's in there, your moon's in there, whatever.
Right.
This could be a really important transformational time for you. And depending on where because like everybody has like these certain milestones. Like you're going to have like a nodal opposition, a nodal square, all these different things. And like same thing with like a Saturn return.
Right.
So we have these like built-in things that we all just kind of go through, and depending on where your original chart is and how it clicks into the cosmic calendar is how that's Christopher Renstrom, if you follow.
Oh yeah, I've had readings from Christopher. I've interviewed him several times actually. I've met him in person. Yeah.
Oh my God, I think it might be at Norwalk.
Oh really? Oh, is that the conference you're going to now? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh, he'll probably be there. Actually, Christopher is so lovely. One of my daughters has had many readings with him as well. He came to my book signing, came to Seattle. I know.
No way.
I don't think it was the only reason why he came, but he was present. And
No, it's the only reason why he came.
Yeah, okay, we can say
He
that.
knows
But
awesomeness when he sees it.
Christopher Renstrom, very smart guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like his vocabulary, I'm like, Christopher, could you break that down a little bit? I actually don't know that word. And he'll go, oh, okay, Marie, okay. So
He's a storyteller. He's a historian. I mean, he is just like,
he's really smart.
oh
Yeah.
my God, yeah.
Yeah, he's really lovely. Okay, so I think for all of our listeners, I think people, whether they love astrology or not, because it's interesting and it can help you heal, it can help you move forward. You can find out a lot about yourself, and it can be very freeing and very liberating. And I really think that most people, I'm sure you agree, because this is not a secret, but that people should really know what their rising sign is.
Yeah.
And so many people just only know their sun sign.
Yes.
Right? And that's such a limited perception of who you are. It's
Holy
such
cow.
a tiny part of who you are.
Yes.
And so to know your rising sign, you have to know your birth time,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you have to know where you were born,
Yes.
right? So because it's a mathematical equation about where everything was the moment you were born, which is kind of a blueprint of who you are,
Yes.
right? And I'm always surprised how many people have no idea that they have a rising sign,
Yeah.
and they have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
Right. So I find that shocking.
Yes.
I'm sure because you're astrologers who, like yourself, who study, you can actually help people even when they don't know that, because you will know their moon, perhaps. You will, based on their sun sign, most likely.
Well, the moon changes signs every 2.5 days.
Oh,
so depending
wow.
on where the moon is, like, you can look at a noon chart to see, like, okay, if the moon's like mid degree, it's probably not going to change signs. So you can guess that. But whenever somebody books with me and they don't know their birth time, I'm up front. I'm like, look, I can tell you lots of things about you, but if we don't have an accurate birth time, we're not going to know these pieces. And I tell them what they are. There are people who do chart rectification.
Right. I've had that done.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the man who did mine, whose name I can't remember right now because he's got a complicated name. He's written a lot of books on the topic. He was referred by lots of astrologers. They go to him, have your chart rectified.
Yes.
And so I did. And before that, I thought I was an Aries, Virgo, but I'm not, So it was really shocking. I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. That's why I like the stage and a microphone, because my rising sign's in Leo. Right?
You're here to shine, girl.
So it's really incredibly important. And in fact, a little bit later in the show, when because we're going to take some callers' questions. We are going to take some callers' questions.
What?
Yeah, I know. I didn't tell you.
Newsflash.
Hey, Ben, are you my backup?
Hey,
are you my,
no,
you
you're
my
on your
safe
own,
call?
girl. I'm off today. I don't have to participate.
Oh.
That's not true. I will be here.
So if you're waiting on the phone lines or you're trying to call in, grab your chart or at least know a few things about your chart, because Karen's in the studio and she can give you extra help and help you resolve things, because we were talking about this in car because we both love medicine, and one of your best friends is a naturopath, which I love. I love, because obviously you love all forms of medicine. And we were talking about how astrology and the stars and medicine have always been highly connected throughout all the ages. Doctors look to and healers look to the stars when they were healing their patients and what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sharing with you that, just because I'm a novice, I've never studied astrology. I just happen to love it. When I have clients that are about to have certain procedures, I'm like, no, not now. No. Can you wait 2 weeks? Can you wait a month? Or actually, can you go find another doctor in 2 weeks? Like I'm saying, not right now. This would not be in your best interest. Let's not do this procedure right now.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So what can we do to prepare for these eclipses? And you're right. Everyone has Taurus in their chart. Everyone has, everyone has everything in their chart. But if you have less than 3 planets I have a tiny bit of air in my chart. I don't have a lot of air. So what do they call that when you don't have a lot of an element in your chart? Is there a term for it?
Well, there's not so much as a term for it, but sometimes it can be that maybe you don't have a bunch of planets because you already embodied it from a previous life.
I obviously talk a lot.
I'm like, Maria, I think you're lacking air, girl.
Yeah, I talk a lot. I don't need any more air signs, right?
No. But it's like, but sometimes it's kind of like, but if you have, let's say, I have like 6 planets in fire.
You have so much fire. I mean, not only, what was Karen an ER doctor, she also is a marathon runner. She's a baker. I mean,
all at once? That's impressive.
Yeah. She's also
Right,
an
totally.
artist. She's also an artist. She sent me some of the most beautiful artwork that you've made. I mean, it's beautiful. What else about you that we don't know? Well, you love astrology. You love, the multisensory world. Obviously, you have a family. You know, you have a lot going on. Like you were just telling me that you were making cookies for one of your friends who was going to have a special ceremony for their family. So it's like you're very busy, but you have the energy to do all that stuff.
Exactly.
Right?
And so with fire, like the more you use your energy, the more you get, which is like the secret
Wow,
sauce.
I didn't
As
know
long as you
that.
don't burn out, you got to take care of your vessel, your body, and whatnot. But for me, like I would get depressed if I wasn't running.
Wow.
I would just be like, it would just be like, I just like to turn off, you know, like where's my switch, right? Got to wind me up. But so it's important for me to express healthy fire if I have a lot of fire. Or I've met some people who have 6 planets of fire and they are just like out of touch. You know,
Wow.
they are not the vibrancy. They haven't connected to it because maybe when they were a kid, they were too much and their parents are like,
Yeah.
you know, go
Or
sit in the corner.
medicating, you know, like we're medicating our youth, you know, because we're forcing them to sit in chairs for 6 hours a day when they could probably learn it in 45 minutes at home or less, you know, because kids are brilliant. They're super smart. But yeah, we're sending a message that you're too much, right?
Yeah, and so that's why a lot of people need to do inner child work because they got like an unconscious message when they were little. And we are literally like these little recording devices up to the age of 7. We're in a theta state.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I learned about this after I already had my kid, and I've already like done the stuff that's generationally done. I'm like, damn it, I should have waited till I was like 50 or something, right? I would know so much more, you know?
Because kids choose their parents, right? And
Yes.
and they know before they come here what's going to happen. They know what they want. They know what they need, right?
Yeah.
And now you can even be this even greater vessel for your daughter, right? And she needs you always. Believe me. I mean, I don't know how many texts or emails or phone calls that I've received from my children since I woke up this morning. I haven't answered any of them at this point, but you know, and they're all in their 30s, right? So it doesn't go away. The parenting thing doesn't go away, especially if you enjoy it and love it, what
Yeah.
you do, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I think we should take a little break, right, Benny?
Sure.
And then we'll come back and we will help our callers. Okay?
That's right. Yeah. So it's a double dose of Karen.
Yes, a double dose of Karen.
All right. 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We'll be right back with more from Marie.
The Marie Manuchehri Show is streamed live over the internet. So if you have friends or family members living outside of the Seattle area, wanting answers to life's questions, encourage them to listen to the show and to call into the show to talk with Marie. If you are interested in receiving guidance on an issue in your life, call Marie locally at 425-373-5527 or toll free at 1-877-825-8828 for her insight into your situation.
Do you make a positive difference in the world? Do you have a talent, philosophy, base of knowledge, product or service that you know could help a lot of people if only you could reach them? Join Alternative Talk 1150's family of broadcasters and start walking down a fruitful path. As host of your very own program, dial 425-653-1150 and find out just how affordable it can be to have a show on 1150 AM. That's 425-653-1150. Alternative Talk, we have an opportunity waiting just for you.
I see you finally got a new helmet.
I did. Bought it cheap online. Follow me. We'll turn off here.
I'm right behind you.
Watch the cars. They can be crazy.
Teddy! No! Are you okay? Somebody do something!
Was this young man hit by a car?
Yes, and his helmet is smashed.
It's a brand new helmet.
It's probably a fake. Fakes cause real harm. You're smart. Buy smart. Brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
If you want to know how to get in touch with Marie or find out what's on her calendar, there's a variety of ways to do so. You could become Marie's friend on Facebook or even follow her on Twitter. Check out Marie's website. There's tons of new features like Chakra of the Month, a live Twitter feed, and 3 PDFs with extensive exercises for your chakras. You can also sign up for Marie's free quarterly newsletter and also get your questions answered in her Dear Marie column. Simply email Marie your question, and she will answer it in an upcoming edition. Marie also will be speaking and signing books. Find out if she'll be in your area on her events page at energyintuitive.com.
Alternative Talk 1150. It's good for what ails you. This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA.
Benny, thank you so much for playing that music. I love Tina Turner, love her. She's an icon, a master, beautiful communicator and musician. And I was so sad to hear that she passed away.
Yeah, the queen of rock.
I just love her. She's been a role model for me because she's this healthy, gorgeous-looking woman in her 80s. But I didn't know that she had renal disease and actually had a kidney transplant about, I think 8 years ago. Her husband gave her his kidney. Yeah.
He was the donor?
Yeah, he was the donor. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Isn't that amazing? And so I'm assuming she passed away from that. I don't know. They said she had a long illness, so I'm not sure what the deal was. But what an amazing creature, being really a teacher for all of us, just an incredible human being. And now the heavens are lucky to have her. So I miss her already. And I never met her, of course, and never saw her perform live. But I think she is, wow, what a gift to the world. Just an incredible being.
True good spirit. That's for
really,
sure.
Yeah, very, very aware, conscious person. Yeah.
All right. 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. Do we need to provide or have our listeners provide you with anything information more than just what we normally do? I mean, we just asked for name.
I don't have like my software with me to do like a chart
yeah,
really
because
quick,
so
we're gonna glaze over the top.
I can kind of wing it. I can kind of like.
Sorry about that. I did not prepare her for this at all. I'm sitting here and we're talking, and I hear the universe go, "Oh, you guys should, read people together." I'm like, "Okay, great." And then, so Karen had no preparation, but you don't need preparation.
Right. Oh my God, she's overselling.
It's all
me,
good.
guys.
because really good people who read are also very intuitive. They have natural intuition, I believe.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take Sam, who's calling in from the Seattle area. Hi, Sam. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Enjoying the show, and thanks for taking my call. I can tell you that my sun is in Pisces, moon is in Gemini, and rising is in Cancer.
Wow.
You are awesome, girl.
Yeah. You get an A+, by the way, for knowing all of these things about your astrology. I'm so proud of you. That's a lot of water. Wasn't that a lot of water?
Yes. So she's got 2 water, 1 air. So you're here to be at your highest road, the poet, taking the things that are just so intangible that you just feel and giving voice to it. Connecting your head and your heart would be like a mad way to use those skills.
Oh my gosh. Do you write poetry?
I should. I like to write. I don't do it enough. I think I'm so focused on my career.
Oh, so what is your career?
Real estate.
Okay. Well, did you notice when you said it, your energy dropped?
Do you think?
Yeah.
Called herself out.
I'm trying to make the transition into getting into more of my projects.
Oh, good.
Okay.
My own projects, and maybe that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
And I think you should take creative writing classes. I think you should start writing poetry. Because seriously, I absolutely do. I agree 100% with Karen. And the funny thing, what people don't know, and Karen, please feel free to join whenever you want to, is that when you start to play with your magnificence, the universe helps you. It's the weirdest thing. Good things happen. It keeps roller coasting. You get really cool opportunities. Would you agree with that?
Amen. I thought she was crazy when I first heard her say that, but then I actually tried it, and I'm like that Life commercial. Hey, Mikey likes it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And now I'm like a Marie Manuchehri convert.
So even though you haven't written a lot, but you love writing, which is a perfect sign, I really think you should seriously consider it.
It is interesting because I do enjoy writing. I haven't thought of poetry, but just more life stories or
whatever.
Anything
Poetry's
creative. Anything
right?
creative. And just because with that sun in Pisces, you can transcend, you can kind of tap into the mystical, magical. So just allowing yourself to be inspired, and however that comes out, because with that Gemini moon, your emotional body loves to talk about things and think about things and change your perceptions and be curious about the world and wonder. And with that rising Cancer, oh my God, you hold the world in your arms and your heart, and you nurture and you love. So you could write stories that could help people get in touch with their emotional bodies in such a beautiful, magical way.
Okay.
Okay, you got it, right?
That's fun. Thank you. Thanks for the direction. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and that's why you called, right?
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
it's perfect. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations, and let us know, what happens. We can't wait to hear about it.
You'll have me on, I'm sure.
Yes, I
Sam.
love it.
Cool. Thanks, Sam, for joining the show. She could send us her book of poems.
Oh, love it. Love
Be a
it.
good thing. Let's take now Meg calling in from the Virginia area. Hi, Meg.
Hi, Benny. Thank you so much for taking my call. Hi, Marie. Hi, Karen. I'm so excited to be with you today. And Karen, we share the same North Node and South Node, so that's really exciting. I've got a lot of Libra and Aries in my chart. Sun sign in Libra and Ascendant and Moon in Aries.
Wow. Oh, so you have a lot of fire too. Yeah. Wow. So those eclipses are going to massively affect her.
Yes, ma'am. So I don't know if this last set, what did anything kind of change or shift in your like the way you feel about things or your identity or?
I'm in the process of buying a new house.
Wow.
One of the reasons why I called, because it's a lot of change. And it's kind of a scary time to be doing this, but I feel good about it. And I'm just wondering what you're seeing, Marie. I've been doing a lot of work on myself.
Well, actually, when you were talking about the house thing, I just saw a glimpse of myself. I have been cleaning and moving furniture for weeks. I'm like, I'm partially exhausted and partially like, I can't believe.
Don't be scratching those new floors, though.
No, I got engineered flooring. It's perfect. It's amazing. But because Jen and I actually had to move in a bunch of my furniture into my house. She's stronger than I am, that's for sure.
She's a beast.
She's actually a very
She's on camera when she gets you to throw up the guns. Show the guns.
But I'm so shocked because we're picking up these huge pieces of furniture, right? And I'm like, okay, Jen, I can't believe are you okay? Like it was kind of like that. So because I had to move all the furniture out of the house and I had to move some of the furniture in, and now they're not even done. They have to come back and do like 5 more projects. So I can tell you're working like a dog right now, but I do think it's like, I think things are exploding into your consciousness because it's also a nice distraction for you because you probably overthink and analyze a lot of things, especially with some Libra stuff going on. Libra men are really like that. They overthink till the cows come home. They can be exhausting, actually. Karen's smiling right now, so she obviously knows something more than what I know. So I think you're unearthing your jewels, like you're excavating, as Karen described earlier.
That. Oh.
So make notes. Take notes of everything that's going on so you don't forget it, so you can remember, because this is when we're getting inspired. And if I remember well, Karen, aren't we more psychic right now?
We're psychic every day, girl. But the other thing is, too, eclipses, the story unfolds over, like, the next 90 days, too. And some eclipses have, like a 27-month pattern. So what's starting right now is something that can just kind of just watch the evolution and watch what surprising, amazing things happen in your life because you're open to this. It feels like you're open to this. You're feeling brave to me, so you're embracing that warrior energy of Aries where it's like, I have all this courage. What am I going to do with it? I'm going to do something amazing. So just like really trust in that and make sure that you're moving your body, make sure you're moving your energy in a way that so you're doing a lot of work too, but also like the joy that you need to have to keep sustaining yourself and keep, that the first chakra healthy and keeping that fear out of the way and just embracing the love and the joy.
Exciting. It's a really great time for you. I'm thrilled for you. And I'm happy you're buying a house. This is like kind of like a good time because not everybody's out on the market right now trying to buy. And the interest rates will come down eventually. So I think it's a great idea. That was smart of you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you both so very much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
Yeah, thanks, Meg, for joining the show. Let's see here, 877-825-8828, and we'll take now Christina, who's calling in from the Portland area, Oregon. Oh my gosh.
Well, you know why you're saying this? Because,
area, Oregon,
because
same thing.
Karen and her husband Mitch considered moving to Portland, Oregon, which of course I would have loved because then we're only like 3.5 hours away from each other. Not multiple airplane rides away from each other. So yeah, I think your heart actually belongs in Portland. Yeah, I do. I think it's great.
Not far.
Yeah.
Christina, hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, Christina.
I was calling in because I just lost my job this week, and I'm kind of at this weird place where I'm thinking of new careers that are possible and also completely panicked about not having a job. And I just was wondering if you could see anything. I'm trying to figure out like what sounds good, what I like, and trying to follow that. And it just feels like really hard to kind of figure out what would work for me. I'm a graphic designer, and I've been doing it for like 14 years, and I like aspects of it, but I basically haven't loved any of my last 5 graphic design jobs.
Which is a sign. Karen and I were talking over breakfast this morning that I have been reducing my client load for a couple of years now, but my plan is not to see clients probably in 2025. And it's because it's not bringing me the joy that it used to. That's always the universe communicating to us. It's saying, you need to do something else now. It's not a bad thing. To other people, it seems like a bad thing. They get surprised and shocked, like, oh, you're a graphic designer. You're talented at this. You should be doing it. No, if it's not making you happy, the universe has something else for you. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. So it's good for you to take a sabbatical. And what I want you to do is don't be focused on what works, because it will work. In other words, what is next will work, but your mind will not understand it. It won't make any sense. And when people wait for their logical mind to agree, that's a long wait. That could take years for the mind to go, I guess we could do this and it'll be okay. No, you just have to actually go out there, look at the things that you do privately, personally, that make you happy. Like, I was someone who always read about psychics. I never had a psychic reading or an astrology reading until I was 40, ever. Never had any of those, but I would read books about psychics and mediums. I always thought they were fascinating. I was very, enamored by them, but I never even ventured out to even have a reading until I started to open up. So look at what you do personally, what brings you joy, because that's where the secret sauce is. And do you happen to know any aspects of your astrology?
I'm a Leo, and I cannot remember all of my stuff. I've looked it up. I think the 11th, I can't remember.
That's okay.
But knowing that you're a Leo, that's a fixed sign. There's a lot of stuff going down the fixed signs lately. So this is kind of like you're queued up, and you've got the little lottery ball flipping around in there, and there's going to go, and it's going to put up a ball for you. And it's like, hey, so change is not something you super, super love. Fixed signs tend to like stability and sustainability, like to put down roots. But hey, you lost your job last week. That's an eclipse thing. So now it's kind of like, okay, well, this is universe, like Marie just said, saying, hey, there's something better out there for you. So trusting in that, feeling in it. And then when you talk about manifestation, what would be the job? You didn't like the last 5 jobs you did with graphic design. So what would you feel like if you were doing the job that you loved and feel it right now? And word on the streets, this is exactly what Marie teaches. So it's like, when you feel that, that's going to attract that back to you so you can explore something in a brand new way. So change maybe not is the most comfortable thing for you, but this is like your opportunity to kind of step into this change. And with Jupiter and Taurus, believe in your abundance, believe in the fact that you can be productive, believe in your self-worth, and look for those opportunities that are shiny or sparkly to you that you feel confident about embracing that change with.
So fantastic. I love all of that. I love. I love this opportunity. That word was magical, because I think that resonates with you. You like opportunities. And so when you realize like this is a good thing, this is an opening. So what do you like to do when you're not, designing?
When I'm not designing, I love learning about psychology. I like going out on hikes. I like hanging out with my friends. I enjoy family time. I love being by the water. I like learning about how people think. I like.
Yeah. So we already know. I think you should consider, either becoming a therapist, but a modern, energetic, aware therapist or a coach. I think that's where I can just feel this one-on-one kind of energy that you would absolutely love and thrive through. How do you feel about that?
I think it feels good. I think, I like the idea of it. I also just can't quite see it.
Yeah, and don't even think about going back to school. Don't think about that. You could actually go and take a coaching program and take other different certifications, because I don't want you to actually study Freud. I mean, that's a mistake. Nobody should be studying Freud in any educational system when it comes to helping people heal. That's a waste of time and energy, and it's not healthy. That's crazy. So start putting your feet into the water, about that. Start looking around, start seeing if there's glimmering light about that, and see if you start to, because the universe supports us when we start to look in the direction of our magnificence. So start to investigate that, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
And I think you're going to be financially fine. I'm not worried at all. So please don't worry, okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yay. Okay, thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah. Bye.
Thanks, Christina, for joining from the Portland, Oregon area. See, I can get it.
That was exciting.
Super.
She just has this amazing kind of lovely way to connect with people, and she loves that watery energy, which is emotions. And oh, wow! I mean, now she has a whole new career path. Yeah. And then I think for consider designing the covers of books for authors. I think that could be something you do on your own. That could be really fun and cool.
Yeah, like some freelance stuff that she finds a special niche in. That's
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, we'll travel over to Brooklyn, and we have Machi joining us. Hi, Machi.
Hi, Benny. Hi. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure.
I am so grateful to have gotten through. I've had readings with both Marie and Karen.
Yeah, we know you.
I think I know Machi.
Yeah, you do.
She's gorgeous, by the way, guys.
Gorgeous.
You can't see her, but she's gorgeous.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh, you two queens. I can't believe I'm talking to you right now. I am, what should I do? Should I tell you my chart, a little bit of my chart, start with that? Okay, sun sign is Scorpio, moon is Virgo, and rising is Gemini.
Oh, wow. So you got a little bit of everything going on in there. I love it. That's an active, and again, I'm not an astrologer, but that feels like an active chart. Does that make sense, Karen?
Oh, for sure. I mean, she's got Mercury. I don't know if you know where your Mercury is, but both your moon and your rising sign are ruled by Mercury. So I'm thinking that you can think about things in a beautiful way, very interesting perception. But there's, yes, you've got water, earth, and air in here as your three elements.
Wow.
So you have a lot of things to pull from.
Wow. So do you have a question we can help you with?
Well, it's always the same question.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I know what what am I supposed to do, right?
Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I on the path? Have I closed my eyes to something that's right in front of me that I don't quite know when to open them yet?
Did we say there was Virgo in there somewhere? Yeah. I mean, this is a very Virgo. I have a Virgo moon, but I don't spend that much time in that kind of space. Maybe my fire or I have a grand trine in water. So it allows my intuition to maybe override my Virgo. Now, if you saw my room occasionally, like right now it's spotless, but my room can look like a teenager's room, literally, clothes everywhere, tea and coffee cups, and that's, so I'm like, where's the Virgo in this, But it's that Virgo. It's like, it's telling her, it's kind of peeing on her a little bit. Would you agree, Karen?
Yeah, so with the Virgo energy, you have an amazing capacity for discernment. There's a real drive to culture a skill that helps people, because ultimately Virgo wants to be of service. They want to be of skillful service. So it feels like to me, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I on the right path? It's kind of like this worry or fretting about, am I hitting the right notes? Am I missing anything? Maybe the opposite way could be, look at all the amazing things I'm doing to cultivate love and joy and beauty and healing in the world. And whatever brings you joy, because it's almost like, if you're not quite in the flow, you're worrying about something. So the more that you're doing the things that you love and that bring you joy, the less time you're going to think, am I doing this right? Because you're going to be loving what you're doing.
Right. So do you love what you do?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay,
Yay!
So that's the answer. So I think if she could stop the worrying, because that actually slows down manifesting. If all of us were to look at an area of our life where we want it to change and we know what we want and we're putting all this effort into manifesting, but it's the mind that keeps tripping us up. We keep worrying about it, then we slow it down, we stop it. And then you get your energy back up and you get back into the flow. But before you even like launch, we start to worry again. It slows it down again. We lower our vibration and the thing disappears, or it's not as visible as it was before. So if you could disrupt your brain, and I recently thought of a really fun way to do that, is to focus on white noise. So when your mind, when you're awake and conscious and about your day, and your mind starts to go, think of, pay attention to the sounds of motor vehicles if you're hearing traffic near you, or the air conditioner, or anything that's kind of mechanical, because the brain will focus on that and quiet it down and relax it. Or turn on some white noise from YouTube on your phone and just listen to it for a few moments, so you can recalibrate and get out of that worrying, slow kind of manifesting energy.
And a positive what if question, like, what if I'm doing everything right?
Ooh, I love that. That's a really good one. I think we're going to be putting that up on, thanks, Karen. That's a really, really, really good. What if I'm doing everything right? Oh, okay. So the answer is you're happy. So yes, you are. You hit it. Yeah, you're there, and it can continue to grow and manifest and be even more incredible than it is right now for you, as your mind quiets and takes a back seat.
Okay. What if I'm doing everything right?
That's a great one.
Well,
Good
so
job.
much, and really appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks very much, Machi. How about one more before?
Yeah, we can
All
do
right,
one
we
more.
can sneak in one more, and it's Daniel calling in from the Virginia area. Hi, Daniel. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Hopefully you can hear me okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Daniel. I know you.
Yes, and I always appreciate your input, Marie, and I'm very, very happy and grateful I got through today.
Yay. And you know your astrology, right?
I only remember that I'm a Virgo, August 31st, kind of a quintessential Virgo.
I know, because I think you're an engineer of some type, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, great. So, I mean, that's a Virgo profession.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
So your question today?
So I'm in the middle of making some pretty big changes in my life related to real estate and where I'm going to live in the future, and I've got an exit plan for quitting working later this year and taking a break for a while. But
I'm so proud of you, by the way. I'm so proud of you for leaving work and taking a sabbatical. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. But okay, go ahead, real estate thing.
And you've been telling me to quit for a while, and I'm going to do it.
I know. I remember.
He's got the plan all mapped out.
Yeah, I know. I'm so
it's
happy.
all mapped out.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But real estate-wise, similar to an earlier caller, I'm looking at buying a house in Florida, and I'm selling a condo that I've owned near Seattle. And it feels good to me, but I'm just curious what my energy looks like and if it indicates I'm on the right path or not.
Do you have any thoughts, Karen?
You sound like a very, confident, competent person, and I don't think that you would do a big decision like this without having, because with Virgo, you got to think it out, right? Like, does this make sense? But my only question is, does this bring you joy when you think about it? Did you love this place in Florida? Are you ready for something new and exciting?
I'm definitely looking for something new and different, and there's a part of my tribe is big down here. I don't love what's going on with Florida politics, but there are a lot of people here that I share things with, that I belong with, and there's no place that I feel like is perfect for me, but I do feel like this is a good thing. And I'm actually in Florida now, and I've been here a little over a week, and my energy to me feels really good.
Well, I think that's a really good sign, and I'm so glad Karen's here because I'm a little biased. I want you to move to Seattle. So I love what you just said, that you've been there for a week, your energy's elevated, and things are going to change. I mean, we're moving into the authentic Aquarian age, and that's the reason why everyone's their feathers are ruffled, because we're going to be making a permanent change that's going to be affecting the world for many hundreds of years in a more compassionate, loving, inclusive or accepting kind of energy, right?
And bringing your energy down there is going to help.
Yeah,
I mean, like if you're more open-minded and you have compassion in your heart, like you can help sparkle Florida up.
Oh, that's really lovely. And if you don't like it, you can move again. You know, like it's not the end of the world, right? Like I think it's fun to have these kind of experiences, especially since you're quitting work and you've been talking about Florida for a long time. So I think it's a good idea to go have an adventure, go figure it out, see what you love about it, see if it fits for you. And if not, you can go do something else. It's not the end of the world, right?
Yep.
Okay. Congratulations for taking a sabbatical from work. You have no idea how proud I am of you.
Thank you very much. I'm always happy for your input. I'm so grateful.
Oh, congratulations and happy trails.
Right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Karen, so we're getting close to the end of
down
our...
to a minute.
Oh, 1 minute. What could you tell everyone to help them to navigate our next eclipse cycle?
You know what? I think knowing that if you believe the universe really has your back and that you are being called to stand in your independence and yet work with other people, like holding space for yourself and everyone else, how does that look in a healthy, balanced way? So in October 14th and 28th, the eclipse season will kind of open up relational and leadership and, how do I do the we? So
I love it. That was beautiful. The universe has your back. Don't forget that and count on it.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Karen. It was lovely to have you. Where can people find you?
Stardust.guru.
Stardust.guru.
Yeah, stardust.guru. That's my website.
Okay, stardust.guru. Okay, go have a reading with Karen. She's amazing. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you.